Hi. Thank you so much for joining us at our Council of Nigerian Professionals today. We really do appreciate your time spending your evening with us. And we're so privileged to welcome Dr. Adi to come and talk to us and also about the Vision Board Party. I'm so excited. I know she's full of energy, and I can't wait to see all the things that she has to share with us. Before that, I just want to talk about Council of Professionals very briefly. So, Council of Nigerian Professionals, we are here to help Nigerians network to build professional relationships, mentoring, build and nurture a positive image for us as Nigerians in the diaspora. One of the things that we're doing today is to help you feel empowered. So we see that a vision board is a goal-setting event where you can create a visualization of your goals. And part of trying to empower you is to create a vision or a board where you can channel your energy in 2021, starting right on the right foot. So I'm going to introduce the speaker to you just now. Dr. Adi is on the line. I'm going to, so just give me a second. So I'm going to read a very long bio. Dr. Adeola a friend of mine, my sister. She's an Industry 4.0 expert, and she's one of the few who have indeed used the power of technology, specifically 3D printing, to navigate and strive in the North America job market. To help others thrive in their career, she started D Tech Centris Limited, a career and education consulting company, helping Nigerians to gain clarity on the competitiveness of Industry 4.0 skills, and how this can elevate their careers. She's the founder of STEM Foundation Canada, and a TEDx speaker. She is a winner of several Canadian and American awards, and some of these awards are Canada Top 100 Most Powerful Women in the Manual, Life Science and Technologies category, 2020 STEM Science, Technology, Engineering, Production Award by the Manufacturing Institute in USA, 2020 RBC Sub 25 Canadian Immigrant Award. My head is swelling up as I'm reading it. 2019 Influential Women in Manufacturing Award by Putzma Media USA. 2019 L'Oréal Paris Women of Worth Canada Honorary. Thank you so much, Dr. Adi, for deciding to come on with us and to share how we can win big in 2021. Over to you, Dr. Adi.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the bio. My sister, Deborah, I am very pleased to be here. You know, one thing I tell everybody is that before I'm anything else, I'm Nigerian, right? It doesn't matter where I live. It doesn't matter what I do for work. It doesn't matter what award I win. When I say my name, Adeola Olubamiji, it is, just recognizable for other Nigerians to feel like this is my sister. This is someone that looks like me. All right. So thank you for that. So today I'm hoping that we all will get together in a manner where we can really talk about what are our plans for 2021. And I hope that you have some refreshments, and we're going to be spending 3 long hours together today. I see that some people are in their car, so that means you're not going to be making your vision board. I'm not happy. Let me just tell you that already. But I hope that because this is being recorded, maybe at some point you'll rewatch this. I want to tell you that the reason why you have to take this serious is that I'm actually hosting another vision board party tomorrow, and I'm charging people $40 for it. And right now I have 80 people who have signed up for that party. So if you are on here, you are getting what some people are going to be paying for tomorrow for free, thanks to the Council of Nigerian Professionals in Canada. So we should give them that credit for allowing you to have a first scoop of that and all for free. I'm young and I'm a technologist. So I'm techie. I like everything being a lot visual than it is for most people. Typical Nigerians, what we do is we document things in papers so that nobody can see them. One of the things that I have lived my life by is I don't live my life on little letters. I spread it out for the world to see. If you follow me on social media, you'd see that I'm one of those people who's not afraid to share achievement, who's not afraid to go all out and talk about ourselves. So I believe in visual stuff. I believe in being able to look at what I put down and really kind of think through everything. So I'm going to show you my last year's vision board. That's how we're going to start. We're going to review my vision board for 2020, and then we're going to talk about yours. So this is my vision board for 2020. It looks like, every time I make a vision board, it reminds me of my crayons, all the things that I used to do as a kid. So this is how it looks like. And I'm going to review each part for you. But I just want to kind of make you see the things that I put down. You may wonder, how come I wanted to do the things that are on here? So I feel like everybody should have a vision for their lives. And as a professional, I have a 5-year goal. I have an 18-month goal. And every professional deserves to have that. If you're coming on into a new company, it is important that you look at your career, such as I just explained. In 18 months, where do I want to be within this company? In 5 years, what am I trying to achieve? So I'm very goal-oriented. Apart from being goal-oriented, I'm a person who wants to build a system. Because if you don't have a working system, your goals are just goals. They're just going to be dreams for so long. So I try to put down what would take me from going from goals into building a system. So I want to review a few of the things that I said I wanted to achieve in 2020 for you to kind of have an idea. So I am the founder of STEM Up Foundation. I'm going to start from here. This is a professional area. And what I wanted for STEM Hub. Mute that person.
Oh, mo kàn fẹ́ wo gbà tí mi ṣẹ́ lánàá, mo fẹ́ wo àwọn pending dẹ̀ ti kún bẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ̀.
Great. I think I was able to mute that person, and I hope I haven't muted myself in the process. I hope you can still hear me. Okay, so what I wanted for STEM Hub this 2020. So STEM Hub is my nonprofit that I founded, but it's a hub. So engineers come there to put their ideas down. And I knew that by 2020, STEM Hub will be 3 years old as a non-for-profit. For 2020, I wanted STEM Hub to become a charity organization so that we'll be able to get more funding and expand our reach. So that was on the board. Another thing is this. So you can see here, her house, right? So I had, at this point when I was designing this vision board, I had 2 houses and I wanted to buy more houses. So Deborah, who is on the call, she's my wing woman when it comes to buying houses, and we made this vision board together. So one of the things that I wanted to do was push myself to save enough money to buy a multiplex. I wanted to buy a multiplex in 2020. I also wanted to buy like a freehold property. So for 2020, I put a picture of her house there. I wanted to wake up every morning or every week when I review this board. I wanted to remember that I need to save up. If I need to buy a multiplex, that means I need to challenge myself. I need to do something. When exactly do I want the money to be ready, the down payment? All of those has to come into play, but I need to put it down as something that has to be done. So I put that there. Then I also put here, you'll see speaking and consulting, right? So this was important to me because I'm an engineer, I'm a little shy. And one of the things that I said I wanted to do in 2020 was improve my speaking capability, be able to speak eloquently in places and make speaking part of my consulting. So I own a consulting company. So I want to be able to take on speaking gigs, go out there, speak to people, get to charge them. So in the beginning of this year, I put it on a vision board so that I can design my charging fees, make this speaking a part of my consulting business, really learn all the ropes when it comes to speaking and make it something that I can profit from. So now I also put something here. So my company hasn't, my side hustle company hasn't made a lot of money, but I put here that this company will make $50,000 in 2020. So I challenged myself. So this company has made 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 yearly. I didn't mind because I make good money at work. But I know that my full-time job is great, but I want to build something on the side. So I said this year, 2020, I want to make 50,000 from that consulting company called Eccentrics and other things. So I put a couple of things. I put a book. I want to finish. I've been writing a book now for 2 years. I want to finish the book. I also put there that I wanted to get married. I think that's right here, down here. wanted to do traditional marriage. So everything I felt like I want to get, I put it on the vision board. I wanted to become PN, professional engineer in Canada, despite the fact that I don't live there right now. Now, here, I put here, so Deborah just read my bio. I won 3 solid awards this year. I put here that I wanted to win 3 awards this year. You know, you may be wondering, are you crazy? How can you put down that you want to win 3 awards? And I was specific. I wanted to win 1 manufacturing award and 2 community awards. What am I getting at here? I'll talk about self-promotion today. We'll talk about finance today. We're going to talk about a few things before we really make the vision board. But intentionality is very important when you're trying to make a vision board. I want to win that award. As Nigerians, one thing that we always do is we believe somebody has to nominate us for an award. We believe that somebody has to write a recommendation for us before we get promoted at work. We don't believe that we deserve things enough to nominate ourselves. I put it on my vision board. I want to win a manufacturing award this year. I've paid my dues in this industry. Yes, I'm young. Some other people are still telling me, put your heads down. You are still working. Be working. No, I want the dividends of the work I have done. So I put in there that I want a national manufacturing award. I don't know which one. And then 2 other awards. Now everybody's going to know how much I was trying to make this year, but it's okay. I put here that this is how much I want to earn this year. That I want to earn 200,000. I want 3 levels promotion this year. So when I put this down, my friends were like, okay, yeah, right. By the end of this year, I got 7 levels promotion, 7. And that also comes from intentionality. I wanted to be promoted and started thinking about what is the strategy? How am I going to get promoted? First of all, I got promoted 3 levels, and then I saw another opportunity to get promoted even more, and then I still pursue that. All of this happened because I said I wanted to do it on my vision board. Now, how do I get to visit my vision board? So every week on Sunday evening, I would pick up these boards and I would look at where I am. And when I look at where I am, then I would juggle and say, okay, this is what I'm going to focus on for the next 3 weeks. This is what I'm going to focus on next for the next 6 weeks. And that has helped me a whole lot. Now, you know, it's boring to have to be reviewing my vision boards, right? But I want to talk to you a little bit about self-promotion. So this is going to be an interaction. And I want to hear from you. How do you feel about self-promoting yourself in a workplace? How do you go about self-promoting indirectly? I really feel like this is something that Nigerians don't tap into a lot. As Nigerians, I have a PhD. Why? Because that's what our parents told us, that we have to go to school and more school and more school and more school before we can really be something. And what I find out is, even when people go to more schools, it doesn't mean that you will get promoted. It doesn't mean that you will get recognized. It doesn't mean that you get that subject matter expert role. But it is ingrained in us that if we don't have 2 masters or a PhD, we haven't done enough. Instead of us using self-promotion as a tool, especially when we relocate to Canada, what I find is, you know, just the old thing of moving to a new country, you still trying to figure out whether your degree from Nigeria is valid or from UK is valid, or maybe you should go back to school. Usually when you come to Canada, that fear or that self-esteem issue just happened to us. Despite all we know, we're coming to this country not feeling like we have enough capacity to be able to actually get what we deserve. So from the beginning of our landing in Canada, we are shortchanging ourselves because we came in with that mentality of I'm not good enough. My degree is not from here. I don't speak like them. And I don't have a lot. I still live in a basement. I still live in a rental apartment. Or somebody is talking to you and telling you that you have to you don't have Canadian experience or you don't have Canadian education. And all of those put together makes us, from the moment we arrive in Canada, to shrink. We all now shrink and stay in one hole. And from the get-go, we start to shortchange ourselves. Now, when we now finally get that job, we're so thankful we've gotten the job. We're too thankful that we have gotten the job that we don't even know when to shift to the next role. We are too scared of losing the job that we stay silent when there is opportunity to talk, when there is opportunity to contribute, when there's opportunity to find mentors, when there's opportunity to integrate. We are too scared. So we don't do a whole lot. Only your manager knows what you have done. So how then do you get promoted when only your manager is your advocate at the big tables? I'm saying this because I want us to, when we get to the education and career path of our vision board today, I want you to think about your 18-month goal. 18 months from now, where do you want to be in your career? I don't care if you've been working there for 15 years. Yoruba will say that, tó bá jí ní 2 p.m. ilẹ̀ mọ́ 2 p.m. náà nìyẹn. If you wake up at 3 o'clock nírọ̀lẹ́, is ìgbà náà ní good morning nìyẹn. If you have worked in that place for 15 years and they have lowballed you, I want to tell you that today is when I would like you to now make your 18-month plan. From now to 18 months, what do you want to achieve? And we would like you to put a part of that on your vision board. Because it's important for us to be able to visualize that long term. You need to be able to visualize, where do I want to go in 18 months? And how do I get there? Maybe six months. Then we have 2 6 months now that we want to put on that vision board for your career progression or career advancement plan. I would say this categorically because I believe in it. One of the things that have helped me a lot in my career is self-promotion. I self-promote myself. And how do I do that as a Nigerian who speaks an English language that is not their type? What I do a whole lot is this. So when I share a little bit of my story, I'm one of those people who tries to go to trade shows. So if there are trade shows, conferences and all that, I try to go. Why? Because it's important for me to understand that I don't want to just be relevant within my company. I want to be relevant within the industry as a whole. If you work in a banking sector today, who else knows you in the banking sector outside of the company you work for? That is important because that's how people get headhunted. So the role that I just announced on LinkedIn on Monday that I became a director at a company and everybody was freaking out and saying, how did you become a director? And I want to share a bit about that, if it's okay. I started this year 2020, as a senior additive manufacturing engineer, a senior engineer, which means you probably have 4 years of experience, 3 to 5 years of experience. That's what a senior engineer is. And on Monday, I announced that I was a director. So everybody was freaking out that how do you come from a senior engineer to a director within a year? And that's what I want to share. So here are some of the things that I use as the tools that help me. I have gotten a PhD, so nobody could tell me I needed more degree. So I know that getting another degree is not coming on my vision board for 2020. I canceled it. So I knew that there's something else that has to come. So what came on my vision board are the following. The first one was I was intentionally saying this year I need to rearrange my LinkedIn. So I wanted to optimize my LinkedIn for visibility and to improve my SEO. So on your LinkedIn, you can have the right keywords and you can have the wrong keywords. I went ahead and looked at the keywords that if a recruiter is looking for somebody in my field, my face will be one of the very few that shows up first. So I went and optimized my LinkedIn, changed the profile picture, arranged those right keywords. I didn't just, I didn't write my LinkedIn like I'm here to help people like people do these days. Hey, I'm a technologist. I put everything out. Why? Because I'm a Black person. I'm Nigerian. If somebody who is trying to look for a new hire in a director role, they don't really look for people who look like me. So I need to overprove myself a little bit on my LinkedIn to let them know I have all these skills. And another thing that I wasn't doing enough before was all my publications from my PhD. I didn't really put them on my LinkedIn. All my awards, I didn't want them on my LinkedIn. So this year, one of the things I did to self-promote in order to be able to get promoted was optimizing my LinkedIn, putting all of the things I have done with my life on there that are good. So I made my LinkedIn a solid front. If you go online right now and find my LinkedIn, you'd be impressed. Everything I share on my LinkedIn, they're very important stuff. So anyone who is a recruiter or reviews my LinkedIn will be impressed by my profile. Now, apart from that, I have also mastered that on LinkedIn, we have groups. So maybe if you're in a field, they'll have different groups that are related to your field. I decided to join all of those groups and become a participant in some of the key discussions that were going on. My contributions are always very short and solid, but I made sure that for important discussions, I was not just sitting down and looking at everybody's comments and just liking posts. I was contributing. So what I see for Nigerians is that when you're talking technology, we are onlookers instead of participants. We are the ones who likes the post, but we don't comment. So nobody knows how you think. Nobody knows how you process things. How then can they suggest you for a subject matter expert role? When we also go to, apart from LinkedIn group, where people gather and everything I say, somebody could pick on that and really feel like I know what I'm saying. That is an opportunity for you to sell yourself beyond your company. I want to encourage us, if you're on here, you are not using LinkedIn that way, you're not joining those groups, you're not contributing in those groups, there are hot discussion in your field happening, you're not commenting, you're just liking, I want to admonish you to start to comment. You saw how much I said I wanted to make this year. I have made way more than that because I wanted 3 levels promotion and then I went to 7-level promotion. I've made more than that. And it was because, I'll tell you how I found the job. So the person who had hunted me for the job, she told me that she met me at a trade show last year. So I don't know if you go to trade show or not. I am a big believer that those conferences, those trade shows are where you connect with people in your industry when you're trying to build a name for yourself in the industry. For me, when I started my career, what I was trying to achieve was a subject matter expert level. I wanted to be a subject matter expert. So I didn't just need internal validation. I needed external validation. So I was when there's a trade show, I'd register, I would force my company to help me pay, and I would go. And every presentation that I go to, I was so intentional that before I go to your presentation, I would read about you. I'll understand what you're trying to come and talk about. And I will ask questions, even if it's just one question, but it would be a question that is very relevant. So the person who had hunted me said she had met me at a trade show and I had asked one of the hardest questions in 2 places. So she marked my face and she came and joined my network on LinkedIn. And a year and a half later, this woman came to headhunt me for a director role. Why? I made a plan to go to conferences. I made the plan to go to trade shows. And when I got to those trade shows, I didn't just sit down and take notes, sit down and watch. I was contributing intellectually to discussions. Because usually when Black people get to places, you have an opportunity because you may be the only Black person there, especially if you're in science or engineering or finance. Usually there are only a few Black people there. In the space where you are today, are you a contributor or an onlooker? Because that will differentiate who is getting promoted. That will differentiate who is getting the subject matter expert role, who is getting acknowledged. My suggestion to us is that in this coming year, it may be that the first thing we need to do is communication coaching so that we know how to present the words properly. But in this coming year, we have to sorosoke. Sorrow. Ama Sorosoke. We need to Sorosoke in our places of work. We need to talk a little louder. We need to make sure that we are contributing intellectually. We need to make sure that we are not only limiting our sphere to our workplace, 9 to 5. Go outside of 9 to 5. Look at what is happening in your industry. Go and join others there. Let other people from similar companies be able to say that I know so person. When they have conferences, because of the intellectual contribution you have made, somebody will recommend you to come and sit on a panel. That gives your career more visibility. Somebody would recognize you and say, I know somebody that can write a book chapter for the book you're writing. I know a contributor. I'm explaining this because it is time that we, as Nigerians, stop being backbenchers who are smart. Backbenchers with 3 degrees, but we are the quiet person who is not becoming a director in 15 years, but they are like very smart people, cooperative employee. It's high time we want to see more directors. We want to see more vice presidents from our community. Why? Because we deserve it. We have the degrees, we have the intellectual stuff. We do have it. What is holding us back as a community is the silence in workplace, is the fact that your company is not being pressured by the influence outside. If outside they are inviting you to panel discussions for big places in your organization, your company will see it because your boss is also on your LinkedIn. Pressure that company to promote you next year. Now, that's one strategy that has worked for me, using LinkedIn, promoting myself outside the company. Now, inside the company, Nigerians, what I see with us is we don't even know when we are supposed to be promoted. You get the job, you have not had a conversation with your boss and say, what is the progression? What is my career progression within this company? So every year, how do you approach your manager to know, how am I doing? What is my career progression? Where am I supposed? What will make you what is your progression track? Do you promote people after 2 years or after 3 years? How can I be the one that is promoted after 2 years? What do I need to do to merit that promotion? What does that promotion means? Increase in salary or change in title? You're about to say, if there is no law, there is no crime. If you are working for people and you are not asking for your own stuff, nobody's going to give it to you. 2021, you got to talk about these things. We as people need to ask questions. What is the promotion track like? What is the plan? And then if they tell you, if you do this, you'll get promoted, let them write it down in an email so that nobody is changing their mouth and that your manager can leave the company. But if it is written down in an email and you are working towards that, and for some reason your manager changes, at least there is a documentation that shows that that's what you needed to do to get promoted. So you can still take it up with your new manager and talk about it. Now, I think that's on career. I think I've ranted for 30 minutes about. Let's get our career straightened out for next year. Internally, so before we move on, I would like to take 2 to 3 questions about career, maybe in 3 minutes. Every company in Canada has a corporate social responsibility. Every company within the North American region have something that the company values. It could be diversity and inclusion. It could be volunteering. What is it that your company value? We need to find out what that is, and you have to be a contributor to it. If your company values volunteering, you want to go and start volunteering with the company because the company values it. Key people are going to be looking at people who are doing what the company values. Usually Nigerians wonder, what is in it for me? Why should I volunteer? What's my own? They're doing diversity and inclusion. They're looking for people to organize the event. You are believing that you should just face your book and be typing your stuff. That's not going to get anybody promoted. If you don't get those big people into your corners, they're not going to become your sponsors. You gain sponsors by becoming a part of the culture. You gain sponsors through volunteering. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, come and be my sponsor when you have not done anything for them. They have not engaged with you doing anything. We need to look for those right sponsors. And the best way to do it is connect with what the company loves and go be a part of the people solving those problems. In the process, you'll start to meet the leaders. You'd help them on stuff. You do activities together. And before you know it, they know your face. The person that shows up when the company needs support. Now, when they're looking for people to promote, because those people knows your face, they definitely will be thinking of you. This new year, we need to think about what is my strategy to have a sponsor who sits at big table. So if the company is looking, you see, Cummins nominated me for STEP Award, the Manufacturing National Award for America, the company I work for. Why? I had someone who nominated me to sit on a board of a non-for-profit here I didn't say no. I accepted because she saw that I've been coming to events that the company does if they're trying to help the kids in the neighborhood and they're trying to help them. So the person thought, Hadi, come and go and do more for the community. I said yes. That is the person who went and told my manager that Hadi deserves that award. Look at all the things she's done. My manager couldn't say no because in the process of helping the community, we became a little closer. This person started wanting to have one-on-ones with me to understand how I can be helped too, because I was helping people. And he became my mentor. And that was the person, because he became my mentor, he had a little more visibility to the things I was doing. I would tell him monthly what I am up to. I could tell my manager and say, she deserves that national award. Look at all the things she's done. And they both put in that application and I won that national award. Who is speaking for you at big tables? We need to have somebody speaking for us. And you will not find that person speaking for you if all you do is just do your work that you have come there to do. You're not helping the company. You're not getting known for that person who volunteers, who helps, who supports. How do you then find those type of destiny helper? You can't find them just on, I'm just here to do my 9 to 5 and get out. That's not gonna work. If you are there to do your 9 to 5 and get out and not mingle and not meet people and people don't know you, nobody's gonna tell them they need to promote you. This new year, please let us try what we can to self-promote, because imagine that strategy. That is self-promotion, right? Because all this volunteering, when you go there, you only see one Black person or 2 people. We don't show up. The people that comes to volunteer, they are always white. So if you are a Black person in the midst of that, people remember your face. Now, if you become a regular, everybody becomes your friend. And now that could be the VP that becomes your friend because you are all volunteering. You are doing 5K run together. And that could skyrocket your career to the next level because now that person want to know you a little more. That is indirect self-promotion. That LinkedIn one of let me go and have influence outside the company and be known to be the person who knows this. That's another indirect promotion. Now going to those conferences and talking right there, that's another indirect promotion. I didn't have to go out and say, I need to be promoted. I won the award. Indirectly, you have promoted yourself enough for people to speak for you. If nobody is speaking for you, if you like, get 15 degrees, that 15 degrees cannot talk. Somebody with 1 degree will do way more. And then you would say it's racism. And then you would say it's my accent. And then you'd say it's because I didn't go to school here. Sometimes there are other things that we could do to shun that I didn't go to school here, it's racism. Let's do a little more as a community. Wherever we are, let's indirectly self-promote ourselves. Let's join them. If we can't beat them, we have to join them. Now, I'm happy to take some career questions. Anyone? Deborah, do you want to say anything?
I've been taking a lot of notes, Dr. Adi. Let me check the chat box. If anybody wants, okay. I like the emphasis on self-promotion in the workplace.
Somebody is asking, but we have a culture that is opposite. How do we break from this? Don't let people see what I'm doing. We call it high service, but it works in Canada. How do we break? I don't understand that question. Olajiron, can you talk? Can you talk if you can tell me what you're trying to get at?
Yeah, doctor, can you hear me?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for everything you've said. You said so much in a very short while. Yeah, so what I mean by culture is, of course, back home, we do things, we say, okay, whatever your left hand is doing, don't let your right hand do it. Don't let your right hand know about it. And especially when our bosses are around, we tend not to impress. So what I've seen in my own workplace is when the bosses are around, people that will make the final decisions, people put in a lot of effort, they try to show themselves. And on that basis, they take notes.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, when promotion comes, they mark all those things. But I've also seen people that work, especially people from our community, that do a lot of work, but what they do doesn't get to the manager. So the manager is not aware. And I feel it's a cultural thing, because if you look at most Nigerians, I think that's how we work. Like I said, we call it eye service. He's always doing eye service because he goes to the boss. He's always having conversation with the boss. Questions that you could ask your colleague, you go to your boss and ask that question. So I said, maybe it's eye service. But really, it's what works, right? Because you go to your boss often, you have that relationship with him. When it's time for a promotion, you are the first person that comes to his mind. So how do we break away from such?
So thank you. I feel like one of the things project management taught me was to build your stakeholders. So if you are working in a place, I believe everybody deserves to have a stakeholder and not just your manager. What I see with Nigerians is we only have our manager that knows what we are doing. That's the only person we tell what we're doing. What if your manager doesn't like you? So you're done. You're not going to get promoted. Or what if your manager, because you don't talk to your manager every time, now your manager doesn't even know what you're doing? Stakeholder management is very key. When you get to a new role, you need to have stakeholders, people that you want these people to have visibility to your work. So all your progresses, when you are reporting it, you are CCing them. Or they are, at least, if they are not CC'd, they are finding out maybe in conversations with you. It's important to source, okay, you can't just be doing all the work. So who are you doing the work with? Who has a little more influence? So when you're building your stakeholder team, you have to think about, you have people like yourself, you have a little lower to you because they can help you. Then you have a couple of key people who are higher than you. Everybody needs a couple of people higher than you, not just one manager. A couple of people needs to know what you are doing. The second thing under stakeholder management that I want us to think about is, it is your responsibility to set up one-on-one meetings with your manager. You have to set up weekly or bi-weekly one-on-one meetings, and it has to be recurring. Stay permanently on your calendars, and plan that one-on-one is where you want to toot your horn. What are your achievements? What are your accomplishments? What did you achieve? What project did you finish? What's your milestone completed? Where are you in your milestone? Who are you talking to? You need that weekly touch base, or bi-weekly or fortnight touch base with your manager. If your manager don't see you as a leader who have it all together, who is able to schedule a one-on-one with him or her, if you don't know that it's your job to schedule one-on-one to be able to talk to your manager every 2 weeks, then it's on you that you're not getting promoted. If you don't know that you need stakeholder, that actually more people like your manager or a little higher has to be on your stakeholder team. So if your manager don't want to say, forget your name, somebody else will say, do you remember that Adi did that? Be reminding your manager in meetings so that he will know that you are not stupid. If your manager even have preference, but 3 other people know the thing you have done, they won't be able to silence your achievement at the table where they are allocating promotion. So we need to think strategically. in this coming year, who do you want on your stakeholder team? And write it down, how you want to make them to be a part of the people that you would tell a little bit about your work. And if you are not talking to your manager on a weekly or fortnight basis, I want to encourage you to start to do that. And every opportunity that you get every 2 weeks, make sure you are maximizing it. Apart from the fact that you want to go and ask for help, you want to show him what you have done, show him your achievements. So what I have, when I go talk to my manager at my last job, this one I just literally scheduled my one-on-one with him, is there is my first slide is on what we agreed to. My work plan for 2020 is the first slide. So every meeting I come to you, I tell you, okay, what we agreed to this year, my work plan, this is at 60%, this is done, this is done, this is done. And, you know, I added this 4 extra one that wasn't committed to, but I added them. Now this is done. I want you to never forget that I did more than we committed to. I put it in your face every time I'm talking to you that this is 4 things that we said we want to do. I've made it 9. And out of that 9, I've done 7. So that if there's now somebody come and be saying that, let me just thunder fire anybody that will not give me my promotion. Because it's in your face every day as my manager that this girl, I told her to do 4, she did 7. Such people are called high performer. They are the ones that get promoted first. But if you have done the 4, but you have done extra 3, but you're not putting him in his face, he will not count those for you. He will not count it. Somebody who doesn't look like us will do what I just said. Are you making sure that the extra work you are doing, that is being seen or is being remembered? So that is the first slide in every of my one-on-one. I go back and say, okay, in the last 2 weeks, I've moved this one a little. It was 40% before, it's now 47. This one is complete now. I want to add another one. And they say, no, it's enough. Just, yeah. I'm showing you. So how are you strategically showing your boss and saying, I have done everything I committed to this year, and I have done a little more? That we have to try to kind of think through. Does that answer your question? I feel like it's strategic, right? We want to meet with our managers. It's critical that you have that bi-weekly meeting or fortnight meeting. It is critical that you self-promote your work and your impact on a regular basis when you're meeting so they don't forget. It is critical that we have stakeholders more than just our managers who are aware of the work we are doing and the impact we're making.
Thank you very much. And congrats again on your award.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Adi. Another question. Nene Akison, she said, I'm a realtor, so I own my own company. I also have a non-profit I co-run with my young adult kids. I'm also on a few boards. How do I take this to the next level without running out?
That is a whole lot of things that you're doing at once. I do a whole lot at once too. So, but I'm not running my company alone. So, I mean, you're doing a whole lot more, especially with kids. What I would suggest is this. In your case, you need to build a system. You can't, this shouldn't be I. This should be we. With all of the things you do, I think there is an opportunity to make this a system where there are people who are doing a couple of things for you. Some of them can be virtual assistants, some of them can be in person. And I believe Canada has, especially now for small business owners and stuff, some of the things you can take advantage of to be able to hire a couple of people to join your team and help you build a system that will be sustainable. Because with all of these things being done by yourself, for me, I feel like you may break down. It's too much. But if there is an opportunity to use the opportunities provided by the government, there are so many grants out there right now focusing on Black people, COVID-19 relief, small business relief. How about we use that to be able to help build a working system? So I think we need more than one person. A system of who is managing what, who is doing what, a good business system is what you need right now, and you can really capitalize on some of the funding available to help recruit the right people, build that system. Now, after the system is stabilized, you can shrink a bit if you want. But I feel like if the system becomes stabilized, the system will pay for itself, because the work of those people, you'd start seeing some good outcome for it that could pay for what they're doing. I hope that helps.
Yes, it does, actually. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Ma. It's very nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Okay, I actually invited 2 people. They're supposed to be surprised. The first person is going to talk about side hustle. So if you're thinking, I just know how to do this little thing, so how do you make that profitable? How should we think this year? So that person is going to come and talk about that. The second person is going to tell us a little bit about how do you maximize employers' benefits. You know, your employer gave you, in the US, they give us 401k. In Canada, you get TFSA, RRSP, all of these things that your employer gives you, pension and all that. And what I see is Africans don't even know what it means too much some of the time, when they want to even opt out, okay? Opt out from a pension. So I'm bringing that person to talk a little bit about it with us, so that if you're thinking about election, we call it election in the US, where you have to tick that for next year, employer, take this amount of money from my account. So that person is going to come on and talk about that, just to encourage us to maximize the benefits that our employers are giving us and the benefits that the country is giving us. So that person will be here and taking questions. So we've talked a lot about career. What I have for us on the vision board side, you see, I have my magazine that we're going to cut out. I have my my vision board. You see, it has shine like the other one. So I'm hoping that our vision board is going to have subsections. On my vision board, as you can see, I have family area where I said I did show you, I want to pray daily and I want to fast once a week. We as a family will fast together. We want to get married this year. That is on the family side. So there's another side, which is money. Want to make money from my side hustle, how much I want to make professionally, and all that. That is money management, budgeting, and all that. I'm just saying the sections in the vision boards that we're going to have to fill in. Another one was on health. So I put on my vision board that I wanted to lose 10 kg. Thanks to COVID-19, I did lose 10 kg. I did it. But I put it on the vision board and I put there some vegetables and somebody running. Let me show you. Where is it? So I put here, you can see Kanu Wanko and his wife, healthy living, and I put looking good. You know, I put a few things on self-preservation, healthy living for 2020. And I want you to start to think about your goals. What are your health goals? What are you trying to accomplish this year? So that we can start to think about the sections together. I have housing investment section where I said this year I was going to buy houses. I never thought that this year I was going to trade stocks or anything. But one of the things that I had on my vision board this year was intentional friendship. So right here, you would see 3 people together. So I said I wanted to intentionally make new friends that are sensible in this 2020. And I made a new friend who introduced me to stock trading this year. And she's very smart. She has a PhD and she does that as extra, a method to generate extra income. And she trained me. So on my vision board, I had intentional friendship, healthy friendship, all of those friendship stuff, because I was very intentional about creating a very good relationship with my mother this year. My mother and myself, we look alike, so we don't see eye to eye. Before now, we were always fighting. So I wanted to change that in 2020, but I want to take it easy on my mom. I want to have good friends. And this year, I also solidify a lot of my friendship stuff with Deborah. Deborah is my best friend right now. She's been promoted. Thank God for 2020. So because I wanted to have people in my life that be here for 20 years. So I made effort to say 2020, I must nurture my friendship. There are people that I want to keep in my life, and I need to put that on my vision board so that I can remember to check on them often once I find out who they are. So do you have your vision board stuff? Or you just want us to be doing this motivational stuff, cannot do vision board. We have to do the vision board though, people. So I went to Walmart, I bought all of this lettering stuff. Who else is doing vision boards? I want to see who is there. I want to see your faces. For God's sake, don't just let me be the only person.
I am. I'm doing vision board.
All right, so let's get started with our vision board. And this is my board. And I'm going to start first, so you can decide to start. I will. This time I'm planning to zone my vision board. So I'm gonna have health on the top side, and it's because my health, I want to prioritize my health a lot this year. So I'm going to put it right here. And on this side, I like money. I'm going to put all the investment goals and all that top here. I'm going to put career progression and all that as the second thing here. I'm going to put here, I don't remember what I want to put there. Family and intentional friendship. Then last here, I want to put my side hustle, how much I want to make on my investment, and STEM Hub, my not-for-profit on the other side. I have other things that I would add, right? But yes, that's how I'm planning to section my vision board. If you're ready, I don't know how you want to go. I have magazines here. So you see, I am last year. So if you don't know, in 2017, I graduated as the first Black person to get a PhD in biomedical engineering. So I put a picture with something here. So 2020, I really pushed myself. I put this up here because I'm afraid of being somebody that was successful yesterday. I'm afraid of that. And I put this picture here, and this picture reminds me of that I don't want to just be like the person that everybody used to like because she was successful and she's no longer successful. So I put that up there to push myself. I also put my picture up there wearing my PhD regalia because I want to remember every time I see that picture that this PhD must pay. It must give me a return on investment, serious return. So every time I look at the PhD attire, this thing, it reminds me of my 4 years at Saskatchewan when I was a sales girl and all the torture and horror story from my PhD. Why am I showing you that? If there are pictures that remind you of something that will make you push, if there are images that remind you of something that will make you fight, you want them on your vision board. I must say, this picture is the most powerful thing on my vision board. Every time I see this picture, I know there is no way that PhD must not pay me 300,000. They say one doctor is now making more money than me. Lie. He's doctor. Everybody must collect their coins in this country. So this attire means money, they must pay my money. What is it that will motivate you to say 2021, me and everybody, we are not playing, don't play with my money this year. Don't play with my car. Don't even try to, I'm not playing. That picture, wherever it is, go and find it. Let's cut it. See how I put this one at the top, so that I cannot say I didn't see it. So every time when I leave this thing off and I see this picture, it's over for anybody that is owing my money. I have to go and collect it back. So this year I don't want to push. I feel like I already pushed myself a whole lot in 2020. So this year I want to slow down and just. So this year I'm going to put a picture of healthy food, salads, and all that, so that every time when I eat salad, say healthy living, will drop that powder down. So whatever you want as your goal, I need to kill it this year. The biggest goals go in your first areas where you would have a lot of visibility. The goals that are not too important, but you need to get them done anyway. Because if you look at my vision board, at the bottom here, you'll see Bali. I wanted to travel to Bali this year. I wanted to lose 10 kg. They are down at the bottom. That if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. I can't die. But they are there, right? So try to think about ranking and priorities as you design your vision board. Again, we have to think about health. We have to think about career. We have to think about money. I mean, like, how do you want to get promoted? That's part of career. I mean, investment. This year, what are you investing in? We have to think about our family and intentional friendship. We have to think about God, our relationship with God as part of that friendship and all of that. Let's start with those. I think I have a list. Yeah. So spirituality. So how close do you want to be with God? Healthy living, family love and relationships, and career knowledge and knowledge acquisition. I also feel like if for 2021, you think networking and intentionally really meeting people is important to you, don't lump it up on that career. Let it be separate so that you can really fight for it this year. If we can get our DJ to start to play music again, I just want to, does anybody have some wine that they want to drink? You can go get your bottle of wine. And do you have your wines?
Yep.
All right, so you can go get your bottle of wines. We can start. So we're going to do vision board design for 30 minutes, and then we'll resume back. Okay. Please. I'm going to go get my wine. I didn't bring it, but we can start designing. And in 30 minutes, we will pause, and then we will talk about one of those two topics. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is our music person going to help us? Daniel. All right. Let me go and bring this up. I'm coming. Oh, yeah. Musical.
While we're waiting for our music person, DJ, if there's any question that you have, please put it in the chat box. If you have any ideas, anything, please write it down there. I'll be checking. Some of us are only drinking coffee.
Hello.
We're here.
We're looking for our DJ. I hope it's going well. I don't know if it is. You have to give me some feedback.
Sorry, can you go over the different sections again? You said health.
Yes.
And
yeah. So if you're a business person, you don't have to have like a career. Say you can put business. We have family relationships as part of it. Mm-hmm. We have love, family, and relationships. Spirituality, mm-hmm. Health, fitness, and wellness, and wealth creation and financial literacy.
Okay.
And you can call it investment. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you. Sorry, I'd like to break, and we have the person who is coming to talk to us about maximizing our employers' benefits and maybe a little bit about stocks. She's already here. She's been here since 4:40. I just found out. Our session was supposed to start at 5, so I didn't know she was already here. That's why I thought we would just keep going. Rainy, are you here? Hi.
Hi, how are you?
So I already pinged you. And hi, everyone. Please welcome Rainy with me. And I'll tell you a bit about Rainy. So she didn't know, on Twitter. So a couple of months ago, if you can help me mute yourself so that you can hear this. So a couple of months ago, Rennie shared, they were doing this house and hona. And there is this young person, less than 26-year-old, who is Canadian and who is like house and hona. I'm like, are you kidding me? Who is this girl? Oh my God. Who is this young girl? And then I started following her on Instagram right away because I wanted to understand, because my goal, I left Nigeria 12 years ago and I've just been hustling, right? And then 2 years ago, I paid all my debt, finally. And then last year, I bought the first 2 properties. And I felt like, all right, I've done a lot of my life at 34. And then I saw this 20-something, early 20s, who is already buying houses in Canada. So I thought, she's the right role model. If you have, please say you unmute yourself if you're on here. If you have a 14-year-old, you have a 21-year-old, you have come all the way from Nigeria because you don't want your children to suffer. We need to maximize all the opportunities within this country. And Rennie has done that, and she's still doing that at a very young age. And she has continued to talk about this within the community. She talks about this a whole lot on Instagram. So I had reached out to her that I'd like her to come and share today with us on how do we maximize our employers' benefit. Should we be trading stocks? Because I know some Christians here will say it's sin. You sitting on money and say it's sin. So she's going to be taking some of our questions. I told her that we're going to freestyle a little bit. But Rennie, the floor is yours, whatever you want to do.
Thank you so much, Dr. Addy, for having me today. So hi everyone, I'm Rennie. I have a YouTube channel which is called XO Rennie, where I give tips about financial literacy and how to maximize your wealth. I think that wealth creation is really important, especially in the Black community. And as Dr. Addy said, I bought my first house. I actually bought it at the age of 23. So so I feel like I have a lot of knowledge to share, and it's all because of my parents who taught me financial literacy from such a young age. So I'm very passionate about teaching other people how to make their money work for you. So I guess I can start off by just saying, I want this to be a very interactive session, and I want you, if you have any questions, just leave them in the chat so that I can answer them. As Dr. Addy said, we really want our money to work for us instead of us just working for money. There are 7 different sources of income, but the reality is that most people only have one source of income, and that is their earned income. So you go to work and then you get paid and you're exchanging your time for money. While this is such a great thing, and obviously we all need a full-time job, it is very risky to only have one source of income, because if you, God forbid, lose your job, if you get injured, if something happens, then all of your sources of income are gone. So instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, we want to diversify our sources of income and allow your money to really work for you. And to the questions in the chat, yes, my parents are the owners of Adeola Law Office. And hello, Auntie. Okay, so my YouTube channel is XO Rennie. So where should I do? Would you like me to start off with the employee share ownership plan, Dr. Addy? I think you're on mute.
Yes, because oftentimes, before we start to combat people and say, come and do side hustle, let's just first start with how can we maximize what we're supposed to get from our employers.
Okay, perfect. So as I said, your employer really pays you a salary, and most people just accept that take that salary and then they do nothing else. That's all they take from the employer. But there are so many great benefits, especially if you work with a large company. Then there are so many benefits that you can get with the company. So for example, I work with the Bank of Montreal, and from the Bank of Montreal, they have a share ownership plan. So you guys should all check your companies to see if they have a share ownership plan as well. Sorry, give me one second. Okay, sorry about that. So there's an employee share ownership plan where if your company is a publicly traded company, you can own shares of your company. So that's a great way to get into the stock market. BMO gives me a percentage of their company every single time that I get my paycheck. So 3% of each paycheck that I get will go into a share ownership plan. And now I am a part owner of BMO. So I think that everybody should look into this. I worked at BMO full-time for the past 2 years, and I already have $18,000 just by putting that 3% of my paycheck, because they double my shares. So that is a great way. It's free money that they're giving you. And I have a whole video that explains how you can get into a share ownership plan. But I really suggest that if you do work for a large company or any company that has a share ownership plan, you look into being a part of it, because again, it's free money. They're like, instead of just getting your salary, you're getting an extra bonus.
Okay, thank you. I wanna ask here. So you're here today. Do you know what your company actually has in terms of opportunities for you? If your answer is yes, you know the full details, we want to hear from you. If your answer is no, I don't have, we also want to hear from you, because I feel like this will help Rennie as she analyzes the audience. I know, you know, how which areas are the audience really in need of today, and then help us focus on that as she shares with us. I really do like the share plan, and I feel like everybody, if your company has it, you should be asking for it. Thank you.
Yes, and most of the companies that do have it are publicly traded companies, and that is a company that is listed on the stock exchange. So if you work for a large company, let us, or do you know the plans or do you not know them? Let us know in the chat so I can speak more to it or less to it. Or you can
okay. Is everyone in the vision board, or what's going on? I can't do it here. I can see you guys. Please, we want to hear from you. We want your feedback. So please put your comment in there. We want to hear something. Is this happening, or everyone has gone to bed after drinking a glass of NSE?
We're here trying to write. I'm trying to do my own vision, and I'm adding ideas as you guys are talking.
Well, I want everybody to post the vision board. We want to listen to this because it has to go on the vision board. We'll leave the vision board for 30 minutes. Thank you. We'll go back to it. We have 3 hours.
And are most people in Canada, or are they from the States? Where are most people from?
So this group, they are from Canada and mostly lives in Ontario.
Okay, great. Toronto. And what company do you work for, if you're comfortable sharing?
Can I just add some comments?
Yes.
So, you did ask where this group is from. So this group is from Canada, like you already were told. And this is actually Council of Nigerian Professionals. So it's an NGO that focuses on networking, building leaders, mentoring, supporting small businesses and all.
Any other comment? Oh, good stuff. Somebody said they're from Kitchener. Yeah, so Rennie, this is home. These are your people, my people, Nigeria. And that's why I felt like they can understand you. And we have some older aunties here who have kids in their early 20s. And I also feel like this will also help them to not only push themselves, but to also start to talk to the kids about what should they do.
Yes, I think especially the younger you can start, the better. But obviously, the best time to start is today. Once you hear this knowledge, I would encourage everyone to put it into practice, because time in the market is what really counts when you are investing. So maybe I can speak on the RRSP if nobody has any questions about the employee stock exchange or stock program. Okay, so the RRSP is the Registered Retirement Savings Plan, and that is available to all Canadians and permanent residents in Canada. Maybe non-permanent residents, I'm not exactly sure, but it is a great opportunity for you to invest for your retirement. A lot of people use that account as just a savings account. However, most people don't know that you can actually invest through that account. So you can either save money every month and say put $500 into your retirement plan every month. That will grow at a good rate or at a decent rate, but you can also put that $500 into a stock every month, and then it can grow exponentially. So I can give you an example. I started investing in a company called Shopify a few years ago. I'm sure many of you have heard of Shopify. And I bought Shopify when it was around $100. And that seemed like a lot of money for me at the time. I think I was 18 or so. And it seemed like a lot of money to put $100 into a company. But now that $100 is, each share is now $1,100 or $1,300, I believe the share is now. So if I had just put 100 at maybe 1% or 2% a year. However, if you put your money into an investing account or an investment, it can grow exponentially, which I think is the real value of investing and the way to make your money work for you. So there are lots of shares like this. Even Amazon's another share that I invested in before. And I put, it was $1,800 per share, which is a lot of money to buy one share. However, today Amazon is about $3,000 per share. So you already have doubled your money just by keeping your money in Amazon. So I think people really need to understand the power of making your money work for you versus just leaving it in a savings account. And we have a question about thoughts on penny stocks or blue chips. So I personally do not invest in penny stocks. Penny stocks, for anyone who doesn't know, is a stock that is worth $10 or less. And I choose not to invest in these companies. I'm sure people have made a lot of money, but these are pretty risky. A lot of them are pretty risky companies that you can invest in. So I choose to stay with the tried, true, and tested companies that I know. I'm someone who does not want to lose my money. So I keep it pretty safe with companies like Microsoft, who have been around for years, companies like Shopify, companies like BMO. Those are all companies that have been around for a very long time. And I know that they have consistently showed that they're going up and up and up. So that's what I choose to invest in. I know that you can make a lot of money, but it's not for me.
I can have a few things. I trade stocks, and I'm in the US, so I don't know if I know a whole lot about Canadian stock market, but it's all the same that you can trade. What I'd say is there are long-term investment and there are short-term investment. So depending on your risk level on what you're looking for, you could say, I want to put 60% or 70% of my money in long-term investment, and then you could put the rest in mid-term and short-term investment. And you could say, I want my penny stock to be wherever you want, maybe mid-term investment, or I want it to be a short-term investment where if I buy, let's say there was a time JCPenney was trading for 0.3 cents. Let's say you buy 20,000 JCPenney. So you could say, I want, it's not long-term because the market for a lot of these penny stocks, the market can be volatile. So you need to first understand, how do I study the market? How do I understand what the market is saying? Is this stock in the volatile stage? How good? And then you can look at the volatility. You can look at the volume of the stocks available. You can make some predictions based on that stock and really think about whether this is going to be a day trade. That is when we're talking short term, that is the shortest term, which is day trading, where you say, I'll buy it in the morning, I'll sell it at the close of the day, because you probably had some intel, or you have read something, or you've seen that the stock is rising based on the news or some information. So it'd be great before you start to buy penny stock, think about where you want to invest your money. Short term, mid-term, and long-term. In my own case, I have all of them in my portfolio. So I have the long-term, like the Tesla and all that, they're going to blow. The EV, electric vehicle, I have a couple of them and say, I can bet my life on electric vehicle, because I'm a technologist. So I know that. Bet anything on it, buy them, right? Buy them, keep them for 5 years. But I buy the companies that are stable, right? And I invested in companies like Tesla that is still quite volatile, but I will set my stop limit and say, if Tesla is going to fall, please sell everything and give me my money. But I have stocks like Amazon, like Microsoft, that I know they are tested and trusted. This is my long-term portfolio, and I can go to sleep. So you may want to kind of learn a little bit about understanding how do I read charts? So stock charts, you need to know that if you're thinking 2021, I want to get into stock, how do I read charts? And then how do I group my portfolio? Where should my money go? And how much should go where? I'm not against penny stock. I have done a couple of good ones, but I have some money that they're not going to be touched for the next 4 years. We're just watching them because they're long term. And then I have some mid term as well. So diversify your portfolio. That's what I'm trying to say. It's very key that you have it diversified. And it's very key that you understand the market. So you're not basing your judgment on just the news. You are basing it on analysis, technical analysis of so many things before you buy that penny stocks. And always set your stop limit if you buy a very volatile stock, so you know when to sell. Sorry, I went ranting for a bit, but Rainey, back to you.
No, that was great. But one thing I agree 100% with what you're saying. If you are investing in your tax-free savings account, make sure you're not doing day trading because the Canadian government will penalize you. TFSAs are not meant to be for day trading. That's just one thing to know.
So, Ray, do you have suggestions of platforms that Canadians use for trading?
Yeah, so you can use your bank if you want. All of the banks have a trading platform. So if you're with TD, they would use TD, a web broker, which is online. You can use RBC, Scotia iTrade, BMO, InvestorLine. Every single bank has their own brokerage account. The only thing with banks is they have pretty high fees. So I know TD's is $9.99 per trade, which can get pretty expensive if you are trading on a very regular basis. But that's one thing to consider. The other options are the independent companies. So Wealthsimple would be an example, or Questrade. They are independent companies. They're not associated with any bank. They are good. They're really user friendly and they're low fee. The only problem that I will say with them is that they are 15 minutes behind the market. So it's a little slower. Yeah, if you're doing day trading, I don't know, it's a little slow. And then they also, you have to wait for your money to transfer from your bank to the independent account. Whereas if you are in a bank, your money transfers instantly because it's within the same bank. So that's the only problem with the independent companies. However, it's not that big of a deal, depending on your style of trading.
Yeah, are there opportunity to trade before market opens?
I'm not with the banks or with
all of them. Because if I'm going to be paying a bank $6.95 per trade, can I buy at 4 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, I do not believe so.
You can only buy when the market is open, and you can't buy after 4 p.m. either because market closes.
You see, this is why I love Canada for you people. In the US, we have platforms like Weibo where you can trade. I use Weibo and TD Ameritrade, so which is supposed to be TD, and they don't have any fees. And with TD, I can start trading at 7 a.m. and finish trading at 8 p.m. I don't know what is different for Canada if it's the same TD. For Weibo, I can start at 4 a.m. and trade until 8 p.m. So I could be like a early riser and trade in the morning pre-market and then buy stuff. So somebody is saying buy cannabis stocks, guys. It depends, right? I belong to a couple of stocks group. And Nigerians don't want to buy cannabis because of religious belief. It's surprising, but I saw a little bit of bias. Have I seen cannabis go up? Yes. Like I remember when Aurora cannabis was down in March, it was like at $1. And then it went up to $9. It went up to $14. And then it stopped. It started going up again. That if I wasn't biased a little bit at that point, I probably would have made tons of money. And it's still at that point it was penny stocks, right? But I was a little careful. But it depends on what your beliefs are and study the market, guys. Technicality.
study the market. I got into Canopy when it was it was very low, and I made so much money on Canopy. But then I also tried Aurora, and I lost a lot of money. So that's the only stock that I've ever lost money on. So I'm not, So I would say that you should be careful and do your research before whatever stock you decide to go into. Don't just go because someone told you, oh, cannabis is a great industry. Make sure that you do your research before you would choose to invest in a stock, because we cannot be responsible for you losing your money. Okay.
No. So I feel like for new people who are going into trading, I feel like long-term investment will be your safest bet. Do your good research, and I suggest do long-term investment first, because we know those companies are trusted and tried, and they will keep growing over time. And you can, once you're into that, then you can start to learn about other more volatile, not too stable. What I would say, stable is better for you. If you're a professional, you don't have time trading, you just want to invest, be a long-term investment and just go to sleep. I think that would be my suggestion.
Yes, because being a long-term investor allows you to sleep at night without worrying that all your money is going to disappear. So I agree with you that, yeah, if you are a newbie especially, long-term investing is what's good for you. For the question about margins, I do not have much knowledge about that, so I'm not going to answer that question at the moment.
I actually did answer the margin question. The point is you gotta apply. It's like credit. So if you qualify for margin, seriously, take it. But the only problem is that if you lose on that stock, remember, you still have to pay back that margin. So it amplifies your loss. That's basically it. Everybody would not qualify for a margin. So if you qualify, use it.
Thank you, Auntie. Sorry,
if I could ask a question, I put it on the chat, but it seems it was missed. So as a new starter in stock buying or investment, what do you suggest about someone using the Motley Fool platform as a guide?
So the Motley Fool is actually one that I really do like. I use it. That's how I research most of my stocks. I use you can research on Yahoo Finance as well, but Motley Fool, I think, has great advice, in my opinion. I think it is very individual. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not going to tell you which platform to use, but I trust the Motley Fool personally.
Awesome. Thank you.
Dr. Adi, do you use?
Yes, I use Yahoo Finance and Motley Fool, and I think both of them are great. So I have the advanced one that you pay for, so I could pull up more, really make do of the analysis. The reason why I will prefer to pay for that is because it's like penny wise, pound foolish. If you don't want to pay the fees, and then you're left behind in the market. So if you pay the fees, you have more information to make informed decision, buy more, and make more money. So I just feel like it makes sense to pay that fee.
There's a comment that if you want to make quick money, you have to day trade. I agree to an extent. It all depends on the stocks that you're in, because I bought Pinterest in October, and by November it was up, I think, 30%. So that's not day trading at all. It's mid-term, but yeah, you don't have to day trade in order to make quick money.
And Randy, you need to be giving me those heads up about.
It's all my dad. My dad puts me on.
Please tell you you have a new sister to make more money. I'll let you keep going. It looks like, it's very communicative. If people are asking questions, I really think it's valuable for us.
I guess I can speak on mutual funds versus self-directed trading. That's something that a lot of people ask me questions about. When you go to the bank and you tell them you want to start trading, I would say 99% of the time they're going to tell you, oh, okay, here's a mutual fund that you can put your money into and start trading through. What a mutual fund, the reason that they're telling you to put your money into a mutual fund is because it is their product. They are trying to sell you on their product, which makes sense, like they're a business. So that's why they're telling you to put your money in a mutual fund. Mutual funds are not a bad thing. However, I would say they're not the most profitable way to make money. Mutual funds, to explain what a mutual fund is you give your money to a fund manager at the bank, and they pool your money with a bunch of other people and then invest your money into different funds for you. It all depends on your risk tolerance. So you can say you have a very low risk tolerance, you have medium, or you're very high risk, and then they invest your money, and then you get whatever gains that they're able to get that year. The problem with mutual funds is that you have to pay fees to the fund manager, because obviously you're not doing the work yourself, so you pay fees to the fund manager. And the reality is, with most mutual funds, people lose money after they pay their fees. So you think that you're making 3% a year, but your fee is 3% a year, so you're not making any money off of your mutual fund. I think that's one of the problems that a lot of people have when they do choose a mutual fund. You can also do self-directed investing, which means you are choosing every stock that you want by yourself, and you're putting your money into stocks individually. Obviously, that takes a lot more work, and you have to actually research each stocks to make sure that you're putting your money wisely. However, the gains can be much, much, much more than if you choose to do a mutual fund. Does anyone have any questions about that? I would say if you do want to do a mutual fund still, I would make sure that you analyze what the MER is, so the management expense ratio, and just what the management fees are in general, just to make sure that you're not overpaying for your mutual funds.
Any questions on that? So, Rennie, I have seen, I felt like when I lived in Canada, my first job, I didn't pick anything. I just said whatever the employer wants to do. What would you advise somebody who wants to pick their elections for next year? What would you advise that they look at and tell their employers that they would like to increase or decrease?
Are you referring to with employee share ownership plans, or
if they have? So here in the US, we have something called 401k. Where an employer puts some money towards your retirement savings. And what I learned is that in Canada, there are employers that also match some of those for you. And you can put certain amount and say, I want this percentage to go into my retirement savings, and then the company matches that for you. Would you advise, I don't remember what that is called in Canada right now. Would you advise somebody to take advantage of that and do maximum of that and get it matched, or they should just skip it completely?
I say that you should take free money if you can get free money. So I would always try to maximize every benefit that your employer is giving you. If it's the employee share ownership plan, that's one thing that you should be cognizant of. It's all depending on the type of company you're working at. So if you're working at a company that they're paying you well, but maybe they're not doing very well overall, maybe you don't want to maximize your employee share ownership plan with them, because you'll still have to make sure that your company is a good company, or else there's no point of you putting your money. You're better off just taking your money and putting it into the stock market by yourself. So those are some things to consider. But if your employer is giving you free money and matching your contributions, I would take advantage of that, because where else are you going to get that? Especially if you decide to go and be an entrepreneur one day, they're not paying, no one's matching your contributions. So take advantage of all the benefits your company has to offer. I know I do.
Yeah, so I want to add that if you are here, you're still going back to work next week, I'd like you to think about talking to your HR or your finance team about your RRSP. And if you don't know whether your company matches it, I'd like you to have a conversation about, just get a good understanding whether there is matching. And if it's possible, ask them if you want to do the maximum one. So you contribute maximum, and then your company matches it for you. The reason why it's important is, like what Rennie said, you can decide 10 years from now that you want to be an entrepreneur. Now you don't have any other retirement coming in. At least that matching will be there with that money waiting for you. Also, I believe with that retirement contribution, I believe you can trade with it if you want. So you can also grow it. They match it for you. Now you can self-direct the trading, or you can do mutual funds, and that money can also increase in value. Why is this important? We are Canadians, we're living in Canada. You know, so I know some of you are still thinking you want to go back home. This is home. This is home. This is where you're going to retire. And when you retire at 65, what are you going to leave on? You don't have a job anymore. So this is an opportunity to grow that portfolio. So I encourage you again, understand the matching procedure for RSP by your company. If there's an opportunity, let them match it for you and do a maximum, because you're getting maximum matching. Like they're giving, if they say we only match 7%, do 7%. That means you're left with 14%. And then if you want to go one step higher, go learn about how to trade stocks and go trade with it. That means you can still even make more money. Why is this important? I don't want to work until 64. I want to work to a point where I know there's $2 million in my retirement saving. I could retire at so age, and then I'll be good for the rest of the time. I can decide to go on, branch out, and become an entrepreneur. It's very key that we as a community don't just say, let the employer do what they like. They will do what favors them. If you ask your employer to do what they like, they will not ask you to do the maximum. They'll not even let you do anything because they won't match anything. Don't leave it to the employer. Make sure you are in the driver's seat, driving your money that you hardly work for. Drive it to the right direction. If you have to invest in stocks. Here in the US, we have what we call 401k. So your employer could match it for you, but they're also trading for you. It's your 401k. In Canada, they don't trade for you. So your money could be sitting in there collecting dust if you're not self-directing or buying mutual funds. So please make sure that you're not just saying, match it, and then you leave it there. Every year when you don't do anything with your money, it depreciates by 3%. So please make sure that you're not just saying, I want to do maximum, match it for me, and you're not doing anything with the money. So it is important that in this new year, that you challenge yourself to have a little more knowledge about, how do I trade stocks? How do I understand what the market is saying? You know, every day when I watch the TV and Donald Trump is talking some bullshit, sometimes I'm about to have a potential. I'm like, this guy, don't keep my money on, because I have stocks. I feel like a part of the economy. I feel like everything that guy says affects my money on the stock market. So I am involved in not just in my work, I'm involved in the politics. One way to be more involved is that by making sure that you are a part of the country, by understanding the stock market, be a part of it. So one of my mentees this year, she bought Tesla. She bought a lot of Tesla. And from our Tesla stocks, the money she made so much money that she told me she wants to go and buy a Range Rover as a gift to herself. She's 27. She bet her life on Tesla. She's like me, she's a technologist. And Tesla, I bought Tesla too. I bought Tesla at 500. Tesla went from 500 to becoming 2,500. And then Tesla splitted into 5. And then it started going up. It's at 670 or something right now again. So somebody bought at 500 is 2,500. Imagine if that person buys 100 stocks. You know how much that person has? She can go and slap anybody. She felt like if this is all she's done this year, she was good. As a young person here, we seem to be the one who wants to take more risk. It looked like the older people get, people in their 40s, people in their 50s, they don't want to take risk. But I want to challenge you. If you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, you don't have a lot of time. You need to take more risk than how's the young people. We still have time to bond. So please don't sit on the fence when they talk stocks. Don't sit on the fence when they're talking RRSP. Don't let the company just put more money and then it's sitting down there and it's depreciating in value. Do something. Let's get on the stocks. We need people that can. My 27-year-old mentee made over $80,000 extra in stocks this year. She didn't need to go and date somebody's daddy to be able to buy herself a dream car. We want more of that from our community. Thank you.
And the good thing that the good thing that the Canadian government does is the tax-free savings account. So you probably have a lot of contribution room in your TFSA. I know I have about $40,000 of contribution room in my TFSA. So that means if I put $40,000 in and I grow my $40,000 to $150,000, I do not have to pay taxes on any of that gains. If you were to just make that money outside of your TFSA, you'd have to pay taxes on it. So make sure that you maximize your TFSA before anything else, in my opinion. I know a lot of people want to split between TFSA and RSP, but RSP has limitations. Unless you know yourself and that you'll spend all the money in your TFSA, then okay. But go maximize your TFSA and get all the benefits of it before you even maximize your RSP.
Awesome.
My personal opinion.
I booked Rainy for 30 minutes. I feel like we have overspent our 30 minutes. So I think we should ask her our last question. So she has a meeting at 6, so I can let her go because I still have her booked for tomorrow. I feel like I'm stressing this. Any questions for Rennie? She is our sister, so this is why we brought her, and I wanted to use Rennie to challenge you Canadians. Who feels like one house is enough for you? Who feels like if you buy one house, you should just go to sleep? I feel like Rennie has proven that at a very young age, you don't have to just buy a house. You can be an investor. Invest, and your investment can be diversified. You can have multiple portfolios and look at multiple things. This is what we can do. Instead of us blaming people, instead of us believing the Asians are taking over everything. They didn't ask us not to take over it. We decided not to take over it. I feel like she is so inspiring. I want to scream from the top of the roof for every young person like myself to look at her and do more with her money. I think there are some questions there. How do I open a TFSA? Which banks provide that service?
Yes, so TFSA is a tax-free savings account, as I said, and I'm pretty sure the majority of banks in Canada, I know at least the major 5 and Tangerine and Simply, they all offer a TFSA. The only thing is they will ask, when you open a TFSA, usually they only open the savings portion. You can also do a TFSA for investing, so you have to ask them specifically to open the investing one. Because I'm not I see another question that says any stocks we should be looking at right now. Because I'm not a financial professional, I'm not going to have any stock picks. But you can DM me if you want.
About stocks.
Yes,
alone.
Yes, I'm not a financial professional.
Well, Rainy, I feel like you are very inspiring. I feel like we don't promote you enough on social media. We don't promote you enough in our community for many people to know who you are and watch your videos and learn from you. I personally just want to say thank you for coming today. Thank you for being here. You know, you are a breath of fresh air. You know, I have Nigerian accent, and I'm going to have Black kids, and I'm hoping that they speak like you, that they're smart, and that when you're 20 something, they're like, I have 2 houses. Oh,
yes, amen.
Hey, and yeah. A lot of godchildren, and I really hope that your message gets to inspire not just young people, but also challenge older people. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time today. Any last words for us?
I would say thank you for having me, Dr. Adi. I can't wait to come back again tomorrow. And everyone, thank you for having me and listening to me. You can follow me on Instagram. I've just posted the link in the chat, or you can follow me or subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I post videos every week, so there's always lots of knowledge. And if you have any questions, I'll make a video about that as well.
Please send me your videos personally, because I don't really know what I'm doing on Instagram. I don't check any videos. Okay. Just send it.
Okay. I will. And yeah, and I also bring professionals. If I don't know what about the topic, I'll bring a professional to speak about it. So yeah, ask me anything.
Thank you for today, and please say kudos to your daddy. That he was awesome.
Maybe I'll bring him on tomorrow for tomorrow's session.
Oh my God, that'd be so awesome.
Okay, just let me DM me. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, Rainy. We appreciate you. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. I hope that session was helpful for us. We will now go to our vision board. Have you been making your vision boards, though? Have you been making?
Yes.
No, we've been listening to Rennie.
I hope you like the session. Any feedback?
I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we will have somebody else come in at 6 o'clock. So before that person comes in, let's get to work on this vision board. I hope we have it ready before 7. So let's go. Music, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Baba.
Thank you very much for the music. So I just got told that I have 15 more minutes to go. And I want to pause the vision board while we'll talk a bit about real estate. We've talked today a lot about our career, self-promotion, and I really hope that what we've shared today will push you to put something bigger on your vision board. As I talk about strategies, we talk about strategies for self-promotion. But if there's anything that you deserve, is to look at your career and analyze it. In the last 5 years, where am I? There is this clause that I use. What will Brandon do? Who is Brandon? Brandon is the guy who is very tall, who has white hair and white eyes. It is the Canadian who went to all of his school in Canada with perfect profile, CEO worthy guy. Also has a PhD like me, in the same field as me. What will Brandon be in his career? Where will he be? I'd like you to go online today on your LinkedIn and find Brandon, that guy in your field who has exactly your qualification, the amount of work experience you have, who is white. What is he doing? What role is he? That is where you deserve to be. If you are lower than that, the next 18 months, I'd like you to develop a strategy to get to where Brandon is. If you're a business owner, I want you to look at the lives of women or men business owner who has exactly what you have. Where are they in their business journey? What funding do they have? Who are they talking to? You need to look at their lives and use it to challenge your life. Because of Black Lives Matter, the world is looking at Black people and wondering, what you got, what you have to offer, what you need us for. This year, we have shaken the table that we don't want to be ignored anymore. My question to you is, as Black Lives Matter take over and companies have been challenged and they say, you don't have a Black executive. Show me your Black executive. That is how I got that job as a director. I have all the qualifications, but without Black Lives Matter, nobody would give me that job. But with Black Lives Matter, people have looking at companies and say, hey, you don't even have anybody that is Black on your board. Shame on you. So they need to look for people who have prepared for many years and have been ignored and try to promote them. Are you leveraging Black Lives Matter? Because Black Lives Matter is not gone yet. Companies are still wondering, are we doing all the things we're supposed to do to make sure that we don't get backlash? I want you to add it to your vision board and you want to maximize Black Lives Matter because Black voices are mattering right now and delivering results. Canada has released millions of funding for Black businesses. So if you're a Black business owner here, you should go and apply for those funding, find a grant writer, put in a good application and win those grants because you deserve it. For many years, the Brandon of the world has led while you have taken a seat in the back. 2021, it is a sin if you take a seat in the back because there is Black voices being respected today. Maximize Black Lives Matter for your professional profit and your business expansion. COVID-19 took business, but did you know that business owners got money back from the government? They became rich. If you have businesses today, you didn't get anything from the government, you have changed yourself. All of the money that they released Did you hire an accountant to do it? Sometimes we do this penny wise, pound foolish. You don't want to pay a ground writer $700 or 5,000 naira to get you 100,000 grant. What foolishness is that? Don't do it yourself. Hire a professional to do your accounting, to write those grants for you, because that's what Brandon will do. Hire them. Let them put in the best of application for you and put your black face, have digital footprint. It is important that if somebody Google you, what are they finding? You have applied for funding. Nobody knows you. You don't have any digital footprint, no article, nothing. Let me tell you how I won some of those awards. This year, I won 3 powerful awards. I won one of the most powerful women in Canada. Black people don't win those awards. You think I won that I nominated myself. 2021, nominate yourself for the things you deserve. Nobody's going to give you any Ife or award. If you merit the damn award, put in the application, put it on your vision board. 2021, how many awards do you want to win? You've been working and working. You think you have come to Canada to be working? They are respecting Black voices right now. Let's collect our coins everywhere, every corner of Canada. Collect every corner of the world. 2020, collect your coins. Everybody, collect your coins. I'm yelling because I need you to collect your coins. 2021, collect your coins, man. I put it on my vision board. I wanted to make 200,000. I blew the roof of 20,000, 200,000. I blew my sister is here. We blew the roof, Deborah. We blew the damn roof.
Yes, Sarah's okay.
A woman like Deborah that you people are blowing the damn roof of everywhere, everything. Real estate. Let's talk about that for a bit. Canada is bringing 1.2 million people in the next 3 years. They'll start from next year. They'll bring 400,000. The year after that, they bring another 400,000. After that, they bring another 400. Do you know where they want to live? Those people. Ontario. You live in Ontario. You don't have houses. You are not investing in real estate. Shay, you have come to Canada to carry last. You have come to Canada to come and be praising God and carrying last. You remember that we could have been in Lagos and be eating fish every evening and the weather is good. You left the country to come here. And now you have refused to buy properties and invest in real estate. People are coming. The houses that were worth 400,000 4 years ago, they are worth 750, 800 today. Ask Deborah about it. She's a real estate person. Ask Sister Nene about it. People are making millions, and you want to work and die, Habi. If you don't have it on your vision board, you saw myself. I pushed myself. I said I want to buy. I didn't even say I want to buy a house. I want to buy a multiplex. I'm 34. I'm 35. Multiplex. Let's buy the whole place. Indians are buying the whole place. Why are Africans the one living in the house that they bought? She won't feel it one back parong. Come on, she come on, go degree. Come on, business. Come on, everything. This coming year, vision board. Yeah, too bad. No shade that iwolo jebi. You are here today. You're listening to me. If you don't have it on your vision board, that you're fine buying house. 3 years from now, you can't buy the houses anymore because they'll be too expensive to buy. Because by the time 1.2 million people come to Canada, and half of them move to Ontario, all those places that you're saying you don't want to live, there'll be no houses there. Buy the houses. So when they come, they are renting from you. You are the landlord. Buy those houses so that 5 years from now, you buy it for 450 now. 5 years from now is 900. You sell it. You make your 500K. You deserve it. You deserve early retirement. You can't make this money from working from somebody now. Nigerians, I'm begging you. This new year, buy real estate. If it's not on your agenda, you are lying to yourself on how you want to be rich. Buy, even if you can buy multiplex like me, buy anything. This coming year, talk to Sister Nene, talk to Deborah. Let them. I don't live in Canada. I currently have 2 properties. Next year, I'm buying more properties. Why? Because people are coming. They need a black landlord. We need to take over too. Indians have taken over for too long. It is our time because this is the decade of the people of African descent. And we have made noise this year. People have heard us. Now they have released funding Funding everywhere. And now you have a business, you refuse to register it for $300. If your business is not registered and you are doing it small, you are lying to you, they will not give you that funding. This year, if you have any business, register the business, open a bank account, be transferring stuff from that account so that you can merit some funding. You deserve it. Ajemonwe is your own thing. Ajemonwe to Canada, okay? This coming year, I want you to come and tell me, Dr. Adi, your vision board party is why I bought a house. We need more millionaires. We can't just be coming to this Canada and be folding our hands. So everybody is talking about people that we don't share to rakai what the problem. She want to call one Canada to one don't make noise, so don't make the hell of a noise. You shouldn't break noise. Me was Emma Jeka wasi Canada kakoma forward bara kamawu. The buying businesses. We've not even talked about buying businesses. We're still talking about buying businesses. People are buying businesses. Please, this coming year, that vision board, if you have started designing it, you will go and design another one. The one with properties. This year, there's no vacation for you. All your money, put it together. Buy the property. You go to vacation after you finish buying. Don't go and be buying Gucci. Who are you showing off for? You buy all the Gucci, you buy all the Prada, and then what? You don't have any real estate. Me, I'm allowed to buy Gucci. I have 4 now, 5, Fabi. How many, Deborah? I still indeed kidding. We are fighting for promotion so they can pay me my coins. So that we can, next year, can buy more multiplex, can buy property and build anything. My children deserve the life that I didn't have. I hawked Pepe as a child on the street of Ibadan. And I told myself, my children will not go through that in this life. My children will not go through any racism from any employer. I would give them what I never had. And every day of my life, I wake up fighting for the children I haven't had. If I have them today, they will not suffer in this life. I feel like when I actually have my children, I'll fight more than I'm fighting right now. You have those children. Fight for them. Fight. I'm tired of the black people just being the worker. We are the workers. We are not the owners. Stop working for a bit. Let's think. How do we want to change from the workers to the owners? I know some of you are feeling disrespected because I'm yelling. I'm passionate about changing our situation, about changing our community, about seeing leaders from our community, I'm passionate about seeing more winners from our community. I want to see more young millionaires in their 30s because I know it's possible. I've seen the Asians do it. While we continue to work, we are working and we're silent, we are praying. Your prayer is not working because it's not enough. It's work and pray. And these days, we do smart work. We don't just work. Hard work is not going to work. Smart work. And let me tell you, one of the things that has helped me is speaking up. People know me, they say, she wins all this award. Let me go and, if you see me where I'm asking for help, you will not know that it's Dr. Hadi. Where I need to humble myself, I humble myself. Where I need to make the heck of a noise, I make the heck of a noise. Where I need to read, I read. Where I need to pray, I pray. Understand the wheres and do the right things in those places. We want to work with you. Stop working alone. You have a community here. Council of Nigerian Professionals with so many resources who can help you grow, who can help you move up, who can help you get to the next level. Stop doing it by yourself because you're ashamed of what somebody would say. This year, make it a duty to find a new friend. I found Deborah in the process of being intentional. Some people are coming to our house at 7 o'clock tonight. They are our family here in Indiana. We found them this year in the process of being intentional about who will allow into our lives. Who are you allowing into your lives? Who is your friend? This coming year, make it a date to find smart people. This year, I made over $50,000 from stocks because I made a new friend, one girl. She showed me the ropes. Who are you allowing into your circle? Well, everybody just is, I don't want a new friend. Okay. Don't walk alone anymore. It's not convenient. Okay. I've been ranting, scolding everybody. I am not better than you. I am not smarter than you. I say things, all of these things, from the place of love for my brothers and my sisters. I want to make noise about you. You have been in this spot for too long. 2021, let's thrive together. I love you. I am rooting for you. If you need me, find me anywhere. Adeola Olubamiji on LinkedIn, Dr. Olubamiji, Dr._Olubamiji on Twitter and Instagram. Or you can email info@dtechcentrics.com. Some people don't like me because I talk and loud. Don't like me. I don't need you to like me. If God is on my side, I am getting paid. It's okay. This new year, Ejeka Soros, okay. Soros, okay. Increase the volume in every area. Increase the tempo. Increase everything on your hands. It's going to be well with us. God will help us. It's in the end, work and pray. We do smart work and we pray. It's my hope that giants, leaders, winners come from this place. And I talked about applying for awards for myself. You need it. You want that next promotion, you want to be a director, your company needs to be afraid of you a little. You know what I mean? Tension them this year, apply for that awards. If you need recommendation, come and ask me, I'll write it. Let's go, 2021. Let there be an award behind your name that somebody will see and say, that's impressive. Not small award, neighborhood award, I mean big one. Challenge those big stuff. If you don't win, it's okay, at least you tried. This year, big stuff. No, small stuff. Let's just go big this year. Go big or go home. That's it. All right, I think my time is up. It's 6:15 on the dot. Thank you for having me today. It's been an honor. We didn't finish the vision boards. I still have a couple of my wine. But I hope this has been good and useful for you. If you have some last questions for me, please feel free to drop it. If there's no time, reach me on social media and I'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Adi. This is awesome. This is good. Thank you so much. We feel challenged. I feel challenged and wanting to do more, wanting to sort of more self-promotion. I think a lot of the youth in the house, they're challenged as well as older adults as well. Emmanuel, do you want to take up the floor?
Yes, again, I'd just like to thank our speaker for such a insightful day. You might not be able to see, it's a bit blurred. I'm so sorry, but I actually was on work on the vision board and I did a lot, but yeah, it was very insightful, and especially with your previous speaker who came and talked about financial literacy as well. I'd just like to say thank you. As we go on, I would also like to thank our musician Baba Williams, who was playing music as the seminar was going on. I'd just like to thank him as we didn't introduce him in the beginning. So we're giving honor where honor is due. Before we continue, we also have a series of jokes and riddles to uplift everyone, and please participate. It is fun and it's very thought-provoking. Okay, and if you do have your own, please feel free to share it. So first one, please also be doing your vision board as this is going on, but when you can, tune in. So the first question or the first riddle was, when are chefs me? When are chefs me? Let me see this. Okay. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Does anyone have an answer to the riddle? When are chefs mean? Well, the answer is actually quite funny. It's when they chop vegetables and whip the cream. I thought that was quite funny. One moment, please. Okay, so with the first riddle being done, we have another speaker coming up, and
thank you. Can I go on?
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Adi. Thank you.
I thought I was done, but I invited Brenda to come talk to us about maximizing our side hustle. As you guys know, a lot of us that's businesses, I talked about it a bit, and we don't take that business anywhere. We don't register it. We don't even know how to really go about it. So Brenda, are you here? Can you hear me? I'm going to unmute you. Brenda?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we're here. So we want your video though. Come on. You're always guys. So I'll tell you a bit about Brenda. Brenda is a social media influencer on Twitter. Just find her Moment with Brand. You will be blown away. She owns Twitter. She's the landlady of Twitter. All of us are just rent this space on Twitter. She is an influencer who is all about helping people really get clarity. And she promotes, scholarships, education, helping you really get to that point where you're focused. She's used social media to become that person that people go to for a whole lot of different things. If you go on her page, you'd find people sharing thank you messages based on all of the different information she shared and how she has helped them become a better person. I invited Brenda to come here today to talk to us about side hustles. So, you're working full time and this is something you're doing on the side. How do you maximize that? Do you have slides or you just want to talk?
I have my slides, but yeah, I have my slides.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think you can present now. I don't know. Okay. So she's pretty, as you can see, low cut, bold. She's a mental health advocate. She always tells people to come as a full person that they have. Brenda, we don't have a lot of time today. We have about 15 minutes. Yeah, so whatever you can share with us, we'll appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll just do my entire screen.
Okay.
Okay, so can everyone see my screen?
It said it's coming.
Loading, okay.
Can
you see it?
No, I can't.
I can see it to maximize.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so I'll just go straight to the point because of time constraints. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for welcoming me into this learning space. My name is Brenda, and like Dr. Adeola said, I'm a learning experience designer, and I just love helping people succeed. So I'll be talking about ways to maximize your side hustle. I know when people hear the word side hustle, a lot of people think it's about leaning on towards capitalism, but the reality of life is that you need money. You need to get to that point where you attain financial security and even financial freedom, right? So that's why it's good to try other alternatives of, working and getting more money apart from your 9 to 5. So what are the ways you can actually maximize your side hustle? So I have 3 points. And the first thing is you need to know your why. So identify a goal of your side hustle. Like, what is it that you want to do? So maybe you're currently working as a mechanical engineer. That's your full-time 9-to-5 job. But you need to also understand that you have so many skill sets. You have so many things that you're passionate about, different areas of interest. And I always tell people that you do not have to listen to society when society says you should be a specialist or you should just focus on one thing. It's okay to be a multi-potentialite. So explore those goals, explore those different areas of interest, those different passions that you have. So once you identify your goal, the next thing you want to do is, how can I productize this goal or this idea or this interest? How can I also monetize it? So when I mean productize, there are some of you might have something that you're really passionate about, or maybe there's just something around you and you want it to be solved, you want it to be fixed. It could be maybe coming up with a product. So for example, food, when you make food and you sell food, that's a product, right? That's a diet product. If you're the type of person that you think, hey, I need to teach single moms, or I need to teach family women how to do XYZ, you can create a knowledge product. So an example of a knowledge product could be an ebook, an e-guide, could be even audio, or even creating online courses, right? You can teach people how to cook, open a YouTube channel. You can even launch your own podcast. That's a knowledge product, right? You can have a newsletter where people sign up for membership if they're going to be receiving information, insights, opportunities, resources from you. You can charge maybe $5 per month on your newsletter. So it is very, very critical that you should know and identify the goal of your side hustle. Don't just say, hey, because Brenda is doing, Brenda does hair braiding, I want to go into hair braiding. Or even if it's something you want to try, because with side hustle, sometimes it doesn't have to be something you're passionate about. It's just something that you want to try out to see if you can succeed. Maybe a new career, a new industry, or learning a new skill set, right? So figure out that goal, why you want to go into that side hustle. What is it that you want to do with that side hustle? That's the number one goal. Maya Angelou said that you can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. So this is why I started this workshop saying that you do not have to specialize on one thing. You do not have to concentrate on one thing. You have the ability to explore the richness of your mind. That's why you're a creative. Other people think creativity is about doing art, being able to sing, to dance. No, creativity is whatever you're capable of doing with the richness of your mind. So like Maya said, you cannot use up creativity. And when I joined this vision board earlier, I overheard when Dr. Adeola was saying you should get explore real estate, buy stock. That's also part of creativity. Creativity is what pushes you to explore different options that are out there for you. If you know your 9-to-5 is not giving you the financial freedom or financial security that you need, you can try investing in stock. You can try index funding. You can try real estate. You can even start a business where you don't have to be there, but you hire people to be doing the job for you, and you'll be making your money while you're asleep, right? So the next thing is, before you can move further in maximizing your side hustle, there's something I always tell people. You also need to know what your career sweet spot is. And when we talk about career sweet spot, it's the intersection between your passion, your interest, and also the market. Because like I said, if you don't have a goal, if you don't identify the goal, just starting off something like going into hair braiding because you see somebody doing that hair braiding, it's not going to lead to profit generation. Because the whole thing with side hustle, there are 3 P's. You want to first make sure that you're getting profit. So profitability is part of, getting into side hustle. You also want to improve your performance. So not just performance at work, but, being able to use the skill set, the beautiful creative mind that you have to get more services out there to people that need your service, to create a product that will help people, make their lives better. And also to improve your general overall well-being, right? Because we need money. That's just the truth. You need money in this life to pursue your goals, to buy that home or that house you want to buy, that car, to even invest in stock. You need money, right? So your profitability is number one, your performance and productivity. So when we talk about productivity in relation to side hustle, I am not saying that you should go and overwork yourself, because if you overwork yourself, what it will lead to burn out. And once you have mental burnout or breakdown, you know, that's a problem for your health. So the productivity we're talking about is you being able to do things that you really enjoy, and not just doing these things because you enjoy them, but doing it in a way that it will generate revenue, it will generate income when you're sleeping. For example, if you invest in stock while you're sleeping, you're generating money for yourself. If you have an ebook that you're selling and that ebook is already online on one of these platforms where you can sell things online, as you're sleeping and people are going on that platform to buy that book, you are making money, right? So you need to understand, what is your career sweet spot? What is that intersection between my passion? Yeah, people say passion is overrated, but the reality of life is that you need passion, you need motivation, including those skills and the knowledge you've gathered from university or just from your regular life experience. What is the intersection between your passion, your skills, and then the market? So when we talk about markets, in terms of your side hustle, what is it that people are looking for out there? Not just in your industry, but general life. Like, what is it that people always, like, people are always in need of something, right? For some people, they need food. Not for some. All of us, we need food to eat, right? To keep us healthy. And you know that you're somebody that you like cooking, or just exploring different ideas with food is something that really excites you. That's a side hustle you can start, right? You can have your own food truck. I mean, it's very common here in the US, where people have food truck. They're selling all manner of snacks. Even here in Canada, in Ottawa, I've seen someone downtown doing that before. You just need to get your food license. You can have your own restaurant. You can decide to launch a mobile app, you know, like as an aggregator, where different restaurants can come put their food on that your app, and then people can place order. For example, let's keep the dishes, right? So think about that thing that you can solve for people in your community. And that thing, when you solve that problem, when you solve that challenge, is going to generate profit for you. And at the same time, you feel very happy because you're helping somebody, or you're helping people solve a problem or solve a challenge in their life. So what I'm talking about is what I call empathy map. So for those of you who have gone through business trainings, they'll always tell you about design thinking, doing your empathy map. Empathy map is just you understanding what your customers want, what your clients want. So in this case, you've already figured out, okay, I like cooking, but what kind of food should I be preparing so that people will come to me and I will make money and also make them satisfied with my cooking? So this is why you have to always think, what is that intersection between what I'm passionate about, the cooking skill that I have? So the passion is I like to cook. The skill is culinary skill. The market is, Africans that are coming to, or Nigerians, let me use Nigerian for example, Nigerians who are coming to Ottawa, they are struggling with accessing Nigerian homemade food. Now, this is where you step in. You either launch a restaurant or you can provide home services. So think about it. When we talk about career spot again, what do you love doing? What is the market out there for you? And one way you can also figure out the market, apart from doing an empathy map to see what people need, you can also check your industry. So for those of you who are, there are so many people, I understand, so many people are like, I don't really want to try other things. I just want to stay in my industry. Even when you stay in your industry, there are diverse opportunities in that industry where you currently work. So you want to check what the LMI, so the LMI stands for the labor market information. What are employers always looking for? What are employers always searching for in employees? What are the new technologies? What are the new skill sets? And the next thing you want to do is what? You upskill. And upskilling is you going out there, okay, I already have this couple of skill set, and this skill set are pretty old. Now, how can I make myself more competitive in my side hustle? So the thing is, when you check the LMI, you get to see the updated skill sets, the technologies that are being used in your industry. And then you can enroll in maybe professional certifications. You can take free courses online. And not just that, you have to also go back to the market again and check, do people actually need these new skills that I want to learn? And one way you can even figure this thing out is freelance websites, right? For example, Fiverr is very common. Upwork is very common. They have a list of skills listed on these platforms. You can go there and check, okay, on Fiverr, I saw that they have, opportunities for data analysts. They have opportunities for ghostwriters, grant writers. This is something I like writing, but grant writing seems new. I should try grant writing. Why? Because non-profit organizations need grant writers, charitable organizations need grant writers, and even businesses, startups, they need grant writers and all of that. So you begin to explore. That is where the intersection comes in. What you love, which is your passion, your skills, and the market, everything comes in together. So the next thing you want to do after that is, what is your market value? You want to ask yourself, who will pay me for these skills that I have? Because if you don't know who is going to pay you, if you don't know who your clients and your customers are, then whatever skills or whatever passion you have will not pay you money. Because everything you do, even when you invest in stock, it is people's money that you're making as profit. It's people's money you're generating as revenue. So you want to ask yourself, who will pay me for these skills and passion, right? So that's why I gave you the example. Figure out the people that you're going to be providing services for, you're going to be creating a product for. Is there a specific group? Are you targeting single moms? Are you targeting post-secondary students? Are you targeting family women? Are you targeting only men? Or are you targeting new immigrants? So you have to think wide. Who do you want to help? What skills and experience do you even need to acquire that side hustle that you want to make marketable? Because you can have side hustle, but if your side hustle is not marketable and profitable, then you're doing it wrong. So think of your market value, and this is where you put a price. For me, I charge from $400 per hour when I'm doing trainings with organizations, up to $1,000 when universities come, because I already know that they need the work, they need the skills that I have, and I know my market value, and that helps me confidently put a price on the value that I'm going to be creating. So think, if you're going to be selling food, how much do you want to sell your jollof rice? If you're going to be designing websites, how much do you want to charge? The next thing, which is the second step, is to audit your hustle. It's the same way as doing career revamping, right? You're in a career, like Dr. Adeola moved from a different company, a different role, into a new company, and also a new role as a director. That's what she has done, is she has audited a career trajectory, right? What happened there? She's done, oh, okay, where I am right now, I think I'm done with this level. I need to go into the next level, and that next level has to be bigger. So when you think about side hustle, auditing your side hustle is not the same thing as indulging in get-rich-quick schemes, those ones where they say, oh, when you bring $5, you're going to make $200,000 the next day or in 1 week. You have to be extremely careful. So think about your side hustle. Does it require a lot of energy? What type of energy does it require? What type of labor? Labor is different, right? You can have intellectual labor where you're using your mind, you're brainstorming, you're the one coming up with ideas. It could be manual labor where you have to do things. For example, like the cooking. Obviously, you need your hands to cook, right? And then the amount of time, is it going to take you maybe 60 minutes or 8 hours per day, or even 4 hours per day for you to focus on your side hustle, or just maybe 2 hours per day? It could be anything. So you need to think, and are you going to be spending money? So when you're spending money on your side hustle, make sure that the money that you're generating is more than what you're spending, what you're pumping into that side hustle. So always think, consider how much of your side hustle, how much of time that your side hustle takes, and how much you're going to earn from it. Don't just go and spend. Somebody tells you, hey, I'm going to teach you this skill, and this course is going to cost you $20,000 or $2,000. And after investing that money, the ROI, the return of the investment, doesn't even match, or it's not even over, or it doesn't exceed the amount of money you've put in there, then that means you've wasted your time. So when you're thinking about your side hustle, always do an audit. And this is why I told you that it is okay to be a multi-potential. Like if you start that cooking business and you don't find it profitable, switch to something that's profitable. Maybe you're going to switch now full-time. You tell yourself, in the next 6 months, I want to invest in buying stock. I want to invest in maybe index funding, or I want to start my own business as a home renter, like renting spaces or rooms in your home and all of that. Always audit your side hustle. It's the same thing as auditing your career. You've been in a particular position for 3 years and you know you're not growing. You know there's no transformation. You know career laddering is not happening. You're not getting promoted. You definitely want to switch career, or you want to tweak something about your job, your attitude, your mindset to make you get better opportunities in your industry. So that's the same thing with side hustle. You need to always audit whatever you're doing, and don't overextend yourself. Don't work too much to the point that you break down. So think widely, like this side hustle, is it going to be a primary source of income, secondary source of income, or tertiary source of income? And the good thing with side hustle is that you're not just getting financial security. If you're a very disciplined person who knows how to manage wealth, who knows how to manage finances, you will move from financial security into financial freedom. Financial freedom is the highest. Even if there's coronavirus in 2050, as long as you're financially free, that means you're not going to be worried about, hey, I don't have money for milk, I don't have money for rent and all of that. So that's why side hustle requires lots of determination, discipline, and commitment, right? And with side hustle, you need to have a beginner's mindset. So don't say, oh, I'm really good at this thing. I don't need to learn. I don't need to upgrade my skill. I don't need to learn how to use this new technology. It's not going to work. You have to have a beginner's mindset. The beginner's mindset is what makes you willing to learn new things each day. It's that thing, Dr. Adeola mentioned it, that you shouldn't be shy. Ask for help. If you know somebody is doing something really great in their industry or whatever business they're running, and you know that that's an idea for your side hustle, approach the person. And let me tell you something, with growing your side hustle, the way you can maximize this is also being able and learning how to pay for things. You need investment. When you're investing in yourself, you have to learn how to pay for things, learn how to pay for mentorship, learn how to pay for workshops that you know that the return of investment is going to be very impactful in your life, and even the side hustle or the business. I don't usually call it side hustle because it affects the psyche, the way you view it. So I'd rather say an alternative source of income, because you want to treat it passionately. You want to treat it with determination. You want to treat it as your second source of income, right? So learn how to invest in yourself. Pay for those courses, buy those books online, pay for those audios, whatever it is, just pay for things. You're investing in yourself, and that investment goes into your side hustle and it makes money for you. The last thing that you can do to maximize your side hustle or your alternative source of income is dedicating time to managing the money. And I think that's the mistake a lot of people make. They have multiple businesses, they're doing different side hustles here and there, but so many people do not know how to manage finances. So I remember that Dr. Adeola did mention that you should register your business, because registering your business or registering your side hustle, it makes you have this sense of responsibility, and it also allows you to hold yourself accountable. You know that the government is going to ask you for taxes and all of that. So yes, side hustle is not just side hustle. You can turn it into an actual business, right, that generates money and helps you build a legacy, so that even when you leave, when you leave this world today and it becomes a very successful business, if you have kids or you have children, they can pick up from where you've stopped, right? So dedicate time to managing your money. For those of you who are married and you already have a side hustle, or you're exploring different side hustle or different alternative income, there's something we call financial intimacy. So financial intimacy is you sitting down with your partner, you discuss your behaviors towards money or around money, like how much you want to invest in your side hustle or in your business, or this second or third or fourth or fifth source of income. How do you want to generate more revenue? And the investment, because what are you spending money on, and what are you investing money on, and what are savings? We don't talk about savings anymore because that's nothing. You just have to learn how to, your behavior around money is key, because you can have the best side hustle in the world. You can be making millions of dollars, thousands of dollars every week, and you'll still be broke. You will still be broke because you do not know how to maximize the extra money you're making. You don't have a good behavior around money. You're not financially disciplined. You don't know anything about financial literacy, or even having financial literacy. People talk about it superficially, but it's way deeper, right? You need to learn about wealth management. Like Dr. Adeola, I came in, I heard her when she was saying you people should, try to get a home, like buy houses and all of that. That's where wealth management comes in. This extra money I'm getting, what am I going to be doing with it? You can open, you can open a fund in your child's name, right? So you see how side hustle, when you maximize it, it opens doors for you to become financially free. And that's where you're getting into. You have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, and all these kids, they have funds, investment funds in their names, right? That is good. It could be a mutual fund, it could be an index fund, it could be anything, or you're buying a property in the name of your child, right? So think deeply. How am I going to dedicate time towards managing the money that I'm going to be making from this side hustle or alternative income? And trust me, if you have a very disciplined mind, and if you have a growth mindset, you will blossom, you will flourish, you will not even be calling people, asking them for coins anymore. So side hustle is not as bad as people make it seem. It only becomes bad when you don't know how to discipline yourself, or when you overwork yourself, you overextend yourself, and at the end of the day, you just crash. So think about those things you're very passionate about. It doesn't have to be a passion, but think about the skills you already have. If you're the type of person who likes to write, how can writing make money for you, right? A lot of people need, like, companies are looking for SEO writers, copywriters. Some people are looking for ghostwriting. I do ghostwriting. I've written like 3 books for people, and I charge them a lot of money for that. So think about the things you can do. If you're the kind of person who likes to talk like me, think about ways you can be facilitating workshops and training, and then you get paid for it. Think about how you can even monetize maybe public speaking. If you're the kind of person who loves to cook, maybe you can become a food planner, right? You plan meals and diets for people. You create an ebook and you sell it. You start your podcast, your YouTube video, and all of that. So think deeply. Don't say, oh, because you're in Canada and you're in US, you're in UK, you don't think it will work. It's not true. A lot of the people you see buying property today, many of them have other sources of income. So think, if you're the kind of person who likes to encourage people, talk to people, maybe you can go into coaching, you can go into counseling, and then you create a mentorship program where people pay you per hour to speak to you. It could be career coaching, life coaching. You could even become a relationship coach, whatever it is, family coach, whatever it is. So think about your skills. Write your skills down, do your skills inventory, write all the skills down, and once you're done, go out there and check the LMI, the labor market information in your industry, or what people actually need. What are people struggling with? What are people in need of, that you can step into their situation and create, a solution for them. So that's it. And I will leave you with this last statement. As immigrants, or wherever you are, if you've immigrated to another country or you're still back in your home country, there are 3 C's in life, and you need to pick one. It's either you're among those who are complaining all the time, or you're in the second category of people who are always consuming. So you're always, yes, say it, sis, yes, this message is for me. it's either you're part of those who are always consuming information, consuming all the things people are posting on social media, or you're in the third category of people who are creating. So this is where you have to utilize the power of creativity and the innovation or entrepreneurial spirit that you naturally have. Even when you think you don't have it, you have all these things. So create. If you have that mindset of creating things, then you're launching yourself into a pathway where you can generate more income for yourself, your loved ones, and your entire family, and then move from financial security or financial struggle to financial security, and then finally to financial freedom. Thank you for having me. That's the end of my talk.
Thank you so much, Brenda, for coming on to share with us today. As always, I love you. Let me start from there. If you haven't heard that before, and I appreciate you. You have been one person that I can point to who on a yearly basis help over 100 Nigerians move from Nigeria to other parts of the world and help thousands of people to understand how to maximize who they are. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And I have put Brenda's Twitter on there. If you're interested in learning more about what she does, follow her on Twitter. I can tell you that 2021 will be better for you because you followed Brenda. Thank you, Auntie, for the opportunity to let Brenda share with us today. It was important, and it's very important to me that I just don't come here and talk to you. I wanted to bring other young people. The reason is because this is a place where we have older people, young people. We want to challenge the older people. We want to give you guys the run for your money. And we want to let the young people know that it's okay to talk a little more, to raise your hand, to be a little, you know, this is Canada. This is our land. Let's not just hustle. Let's dominate. Let's lead. Let's own it. It's our country. I'm Canadian. So and everywhere I go, in 30 minutes, people already know I'm Canadian. So there is no reason for us to be left behind as a community. Thank you again today for the opportunity to share with you. I put my Instagram on there. If you have any question for me, I run a mentorship program. If you're still confused a little bit about your career, I'm happy to hold your hand and help you with the path to, blow up in 2020. Thank you again. And I let the person talking about riddles and jokes take the floor again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm actually going to be talking now. It is really, really a pleasure to have you, Dr. Adeola Olubamiji. It's really a pleasure. Seriously, wow, amazing. It is wow. That's all I can say. You have so much passion. Isn't she inspirational? Let's just, appreciate her. Can you please unmute and just give her a round of applause? Please unmute.
Awesome.
Wow, I was taking notes like, I tell people, it doesn't matter whether you've heard it before. If you go to a seminar, event, workshop, you will learn one more thing. I mean, words like, optimize your LinkedIn, go to trade shows. Maybe we need to do communication coaching, talk a little, Soros, okay. You need to know your career projection. There's just a lot that you gave us out there. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. We really, really appreciate it. And there was a time you said, oh, maybe I'm shouting at people. No, you're not. You're just talking with passion. And I sincerely hope that people see it that way, because that's the way I see it. Gone are the days when we say, oh, a little kid cannot talk to adults. Absolutely. A little kid can actually talk to adults. We have so many proverbs in the Yoruba land, and I'm sure with other tribes in Nigeria that will attest to that. There's one that says, it is a collaboration. We need to work together. We learn from the youth, we learn from the adults. Thank you so much. And Rani, oh my goodness, I know she has left. Such intelligence, such, I mean, she's really, really inspiring. And moments with Bren, I'm going to be following you. You can bet that. We really gained a lot from all the speakers that you brought. We really, really, really appreciate you. You talk about financial freedom. You talk about having your side, also knowing your sweet spots. You talked about empathy, understanding, design thinking, beginner's mindset. Amazing, amazing points. And this is recorded, by the way. So it will be on our YouTube channel. Unfortunately, this is not something we can cut into 3. You're going to have to listen from beginning to end. And thank you to everybody that's been, that stayed with us. We know we started with like 50 people. Now we're about 33. But thank you for joining, because we know 3 hours is a long time. But for people that do not know who we are the Council of Nigerian Professionals. Our website is www.cnpngo.ca. And our vision is to network, mentor Nigerian professionals and immigrants, build and nurture positive image. We want to be an avenue for information for our community. We want to be role models for our children. You heard Dr. Adeola say, I am passionate about, even the children that I have not had. When I have them, I'm going to work even harder to make sure they don't experience what I went through. Really, really inspirational. And of course, we focus on social, professional, economic, and political empowerment. It's so important we know how to, scale. Basically, we got to go from point A to point 5. You heard her. She got 5 levels promotion. Amazing. I'm going to be following up with you personally so that you can share some tips with me. Thank you so very much. Really, I keep saying thank you because I don't know what else to say. But I just want to share with us areas that we're going to be focusing on in 2021 and beyond. The areas include youth empowerment programs, financial empowerment, and on those topics we have a lot. And international student support and new immigrants. Leadership series, we're going to be leveraging Dr. Olubamiji a lot around that. Holistic well-being, because we know COVID has really affected a lot of us. And so our well-being and our mental health is really, really important. Understanding parenting in Canada, again, things have changed because of our new normal. Work readiness workshops, small business and entrepreneur workshops, and of course, professional training. Those are the areas that we're going to be focusing on in 2021 and beyond. If you are a subject matter expert and you can support us in any of these areas, please email us. Go to our website. There's tons of information on it. But our email is info@cnpngo.ca. So thank you again for joining. I know it's been 3 hours, but I'm going to pass it on to the maestro himself. Oh my God, that guy, he can play everything under the sun. He's a sax, he's a DJ, he's a keyboard, he's a trumpet. Oh my God, it's just simply amazing. So over to you, Baba, and please feel free to unmute and just unwind. Thank you, everyone. We use opportunity from GMP to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday to the master. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. We really, really appreciate you. So to everybody that joined, thank you so much for joining. We hope that it was inspirational. We hope that you learned 1 or 2 things. Please visit our website. Again, it's www.cnpngo.ca. If you want to share any ideas with us, you are a subject matter expert, please email us at info@cnpngo.ca. Merry Christmas again to everybody. Happy holidays. Stay safe, well, and thank you. Bye.